Are you happy with how the competition's going? Do you wish there was more? What's your thought process?
No, I'm always looking for more competition, but it is apparent that in all different phases of our team, we have guys that are battling to push to get their spots, and we're trying to give them opportunities with the higher group, to show that they can match up and all of that. I mean, it's exactly what this program is all about, and so the more competitive we can make it, the longer I can keep the competitiveness alive. We don't need to make any big decisions right away. We'll take our time at it and let it continue to factor in. Guys coming into the program, and the new guy comes in today, Edmonds comes in today, that guys take note of that. They know that we're still looking. We're still trying to get this as competitive as we can possibly get. So we'll be pushing that way forever. But right now it's really apparent.
End of practice at the goal line, there were some guys out there that may not make this team, and your starters were cheering like the Raiderettes. I mean, is that what you're talking about when you're looking for competition? You got starters on there rooting guys that may not even make the team, but that's the battle.
Yeah, let me give you a statement would be if you want to play on a great team, you need to be a great teammate. And being a great teammate is given to the guys that you play with, and feeling that responsibility. And so they're demonstrating that while they have their opportunities, and it just feeds off one another, and we need to continue to call for it and until they feel it and they embrace it and it's theirs. And so that's what we're working at gaining.
Speaking of competition and making decisions, how quickly do you feel like you need to figure out who the starting five is going to be on that O-line?
What was that? What was the
starting five for the offensive line? Like, when are you guys going to have to make a decision? Do you feel like there's any time?
No, we got a long time. We get a month before we start playing real games, and maybe we don't figure it out by the start of the season, and we're rotating then. It just needs to declare when it declares, but it's good for all of us. It's good for those guys to be battling and knowing, looking around, and saying somebody else is going to take my spot if I don't play well on every play that I get, and that's the mentality we're looking for.
Are you seeing what you wanted to see from Jackson Powers-Johnson?
Yeah, he's definitely a physical football player, and at the guard spot, playing next to Jordan, it showed up, and it seemed to be a bit of a factor. We need consistency. We need those guys working together. Jordan's coming a long way at the center spot, but he played a really solid game right out of the chute. So you notice that we played him a lot, and we played almost, I think, to halftime, and that was to just give him enough reps so that we could have stuff on film and that we could work from. Same with JPJ.
73, you still call this your first day of school, which I love, but what are you still learning this season?
What am I still learning?
Is there anything new? I'm sure you have
it's almost a moment-to-moment process of trying to figure out a better way to communicate, a better way to do something better, how to communicate with the coaches so they can reach their players, learning the coaches still, learning the players still. That's just an ongoing process, and that's why all of the competitive situations we put them in, I think it gives us more opportunity to learn who they are, and that's so that eventually we can embrace who they are and help them, be the best they can possibly be. Hey, by the way, this was a great showing by our fans today. It was really fun to see them out. There's over a couple thousand people here today, and you could feel it, and the players could feel it, and they were excited to be playing for them, and it was great to see. Appreciate that.
Off the field chemistry translate to on the field?
Say this, the first part of the question.
How does the off the field chemistry translate to on the field? Like how
everything counts. Everything is a competition in my mind. It's trying to do something as well as you can possibly do it. Being a good teammate, being connected, communicating with your teammates, communicating with your coaches. All of those are decisions that we can make, and we can act on them. And to me, it's all connected. So. Rule number one in the program is always protect the team, and that's about your conscience. And that your conscience it takes into account everybody that you're dealing with. So, so I'm looking for all of those kinds of illustrations we can find.
Is Alex Kappa dealing with anything significant? We haven't seen him.
He's got a rib something. It's a crack or something like that we're just making sure that he gets back. So it's pretty subtle injury, but it does take a little while, and it's hard to even take a breath at times. So he's coming back and feels pretty good about it. It's not a long-term deal at all. Good?
Okay, thanks.